there was this woman who was coming across the street. She wasn't in a crosswalk. She was carrying all these bags of supplies. Or I don't even know what the hell she had in the bags, but there were a lot of them. She dropped them in the middle of the street. And no one was going to help pick these bags up in the middle of the street. There's cars down the street that are coming in. And the guy next to me actually snickers. Like, he thought it was funny. And I thought that was extraordinarily rude. So I ran out in the middle of the street and said, "Can you use some help?" She said, "Yes." I went, "Okay, cool." So I'm gathering the bags up. But I was on my way to an audition that I didn't want to go to, something that I wasn't very excited about. And so I helped her gather her bags up. And she says, "Thank you so much. I'm Deb." "Oh, I'm Sam." "Deb, where are we taking these bags?" "Oh, over to that building." And she sees my resume in my hand as we're going, and she goes, "Are you an actor?" I said, "Yeah. So then we go into this office, and she says to a bunch of other people, she goes, "Hey everyone, this is Sam. He's an actor. He helped me in the middle of the street. We got to buy him lunch." And I'm like, "Dude." This is great, because, you know, actors, when they go to LA for a little while, they're living on 25-cent burritos with ramen and tuna. Which ramen and tuna, by the way, is nothing to sneeze at. That's a delicious. If you've ever done the tuna with the ramen, you're missing out. So then she says, "Actually, Sam, instead of lunch," no lunch. She goes, "Would you like to read for something?" I said, "Okay, sure." And then she gives me these pages, script pages, and there were 3 scenes, and one was an argument scene, one was a romantic scene, and one was a crying scene. And these are not the 3. This is not the combination you want to be given 15 minutes to sort of look at and just perform. But the wonderful thing about that is, I was like, well, if I screwed up, it's not my fault. I was given 15 minutes. Fine. You know, so I looked it over, and went in, and she had a camera, and she put it on tape. She filmed it. And after I was done auditioning, she goes, "Oh my God, Sam, you may have saved me on this role, and oh, you're just perfect for this, and Frank is going to love it. Frank is going to love this." And I said, "Okay, cool. What TV show is this?" And she said, "It's a movie." I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, thanks a lot, Dad." And I leave, and I call up my manager on the way back to my house. And I said, "Hey, listen, I just met this woman in the middle of the street. Her name is Deb. She put me on tape for a movie, and someone named Frank is going to love this. So what just happened?" And my manager starts typing away, and he goes, "Okay, all right." He's sitting down. I'm like, "Well, I'm driving." And he goes, "Okay, Deb, the person you helped on the street is Deb Witwer. She's one of the biggest casting directors in the city." I'm like, "Good call." And he goes, "The movie is The Mist." And I'm like Stephen King's The Mist, like the book. He's like, "Yeah." It's so funny. Friends of mine just a few years ago they were bitching at me because no one had ever made a movie of that. Okay, that's interesting. That's great. That's awesome. That's a really cool thing to audition for. I haven't read it, but that sounds awesome. What was this whole Frank is going to love this thing? Is that's Frank Darabont. I'm like, Shawshank Redemption, Green Mile, writer director Frank Darabont. Yeah. And at that point, I almost had an accent. All right, so actually, that was the only way I could audition, is for them to give me these script pages, not tell me what I'm auditioning for or whom I am auditioning for, and just have me do it, because I would have blown the audition if I knew it was Frank. And then the weekend happened, and then literally Monday, I got a call that Frank Darabont would like to be in The Mist, and I was like, and that led to Darth Vader somewhere. And that was a huge boost to my career, because at that point, casting directors had a hard time not having me in for auditions. If Frank would hire me, well then maybe they should take a look. That type of thing. And me and Frank became friends since then, and I met a whole bunch of people through him. And but that's what I mean by luck. I mean, some people have said, "Whoa, I mean, it's not luck though, you know, because you did a great audition." I'm like, "Okay, yeah, all right, I'm going to give you this. The audition was damn good." But it's not the first good audition I've ever done in my life, nor is it the first good audition done in this town. Everyone's doing good auditions. everyone is doing a good job. I'm not everyone, sorry. But I happen to be the lucky bastard who got to be in the right place at the right time for a role that I was completely right for. So, so that's what I mean about, like, you know, you can be prepared and really, you know your stuff, but you do have to have a little bit of luck to get things going. And in terms of making your own luck, yes, I made opportunities from that, met people, and continue to work through whatever impression I was making. But you know, without things like that, you don't really have a lot of opportunities. I mean, you know, you show up in LA and you're just kind of flying around and don't know what you're doing and no one's telling you. And no one can tell you because it happens differently. What am I going to tell someone? Like, oh, you got to walk women across the street. That's very important. Everyone you meet. Everyone. In fact, knock bags out of people's hands. Have a friend knock someone's bag out, and you go walking across the street. And then, you know, maybe they can do something. Anyway, that's the type of, that's the thing that I mean about luck. And I've had so many other instances that have been ridiculously lucky breaks. I mean, being human was a lucky break in that I was so stupid that I was going to turn down the audition because I'm an idiot. I opened the script and I read that they wanted me to audition for a vampire, and after about page 3, I closed it, and I was like, we've got enough of these guys. We've got, you know, how many vampire shows? This is a vampire show, huh? And I don't really want to do it. Nothing against vampires, but do we need more? Yes. And well, the thing that I didn't get, and a friend called me up. She got a hold of me. Actually, it was via IM, and she goes, "You're not turning down the audition for being human, are you?" And I'm like, "Whoa, yeah, absolutely. I think you're you need to read. Did you read the script? Why didn't you like the script?" And I'm like, "Well, man, yeah, I read it. How many pages? 3. What is your job? Your job is to read scripts. I know that you have a very busy video game schedule, but and so when I did read the script, I felt extraordinarily foolish and weak-minded, and realized that this was a tremendous opportunity. And then to call my agent, like, yeah, that thing I didn't want to audition for, I must audition for. And so, you know, again, there's another lucky thing. A friend of mine happened to just get a bad feeling to go, are you not going to audition for that? Yeah. We'll do it! Oh, okay, we're going. And that would have been the worst mistake of my career. So I have just ridiculous amounts of good fortune. By the way, if while I'm talking you guys have any questions, just raise your hand, and you know, that just takes a lot of pressure off me.